Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. So in this video, we're going to be tackling every single challenge in the mission all the time in the world from 007 First Light. Completing all of these challenges is required if you're aiming for 100% game completion, and once they are all finished, you will unlock the exclusive chauffeur, the driver outfit for Bond. So I'm going to be showing you the fastest and easiest methods for each challenge, along with any important tips, shortcuts, and strategies you need to complete them efficiently. Whether you're cleaning up challenges after finishing the story or going for full completion from the start, this video will walk you through everything step by step. Now, if you find the videos helpful, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Now, let's jump into the challenge. So for the pacifist challenge, you need to complete two separate challenges during the mission, and this it doesn't have to be at the same time. You can do it at any point by going into story and selecting the specific checkpoint. So the two challenges that you need to complete are Uninterrupted Service and Peace Studies. First, let's tackle Uninterrupted Service. You do this at checkpoint 5. The objective here is to get through the laundry without harming any of the workers. Now, as soon as the checkpoint begins, head left and knock over the large laundry rack. This will attract the attention of the two workers nearby. Now, wait for both of them to move over and investigate the disturbance. Once they're distracted, move to the nearby door and kick it open. Immediately interact with the machine in the back that creates smoke, and that'll create another distraction. While the workers are distracted, grab the hat that is on the table, which will get you the laundry worker disguise. With this disguise equipped, you can safely move through the rest of the laundry area without harming anyone and without anyone stopping you, which completes this challenge. Okay, for the Peace Studies challenge, you need to go to checkpoint 6. Here, you're going to need to get through the study without harming any guards. Now, as soon as you climb through the window, use your Q watch to shoot the clock on the wall with one of your darts. That noise is going to distract both guards in the room and create an opening for you. Now, move towards the door on the left and allow the guard stationed there to spot you. Instead of fighting, use the bluff option when prompted. Bond will talk his way through the encounter, allowing you to pass without violence. Once you've made it through the study room without harming any guards, you will complete the challenge.
All is quiet in the car park.
Good. Let's keep it that way. Stay vigilant.
Okay, I'm going to show you now how to complete the Ghost Challenge in the mission All the Time in the World in 007 First Light. Now, the Ghost Challenge is a global challenge that unlocks after completing two separate stealth-focused challenges, and those are Squeaky Clean and Silent Study. To unlock Squeaky Clean in All the Time in the World, we start at checkpoint 5. For this challenge, you need to get through the laundry area without being spotted. So as soon as the checkpoint begins, head to the left and knock over the large laundry rack. This will draw the attentions of the two workers nearby. Wait for both of them to move over and investigate. Next, kick open the nearby door and activate the machine that's in the back of the room, which will create smoke. This creates another distraction and gives you a safe opportunity to grab the hat that is on the table next to the enemies. Picking up the hat gives you the laundry worker disguise, which allows you to move through the remainder of the laundry area without raising suspicion. As long as you avoid being detected, you will complete the Squeaky Clean challenge. Now, for the silent study challenge in the mission All the Time in the World, we start at checkpoint 6. You must get through the study room without being spotted. Now, as soon as you climb through the window, stay crouched and immediately move left while remaining hidden. Carefully make your way towards the door at the back of the room. Once you're in position, shoot the suit of armor located next to the door. You can use your darts for that, and the noise will distract the guard stationed nearby and pull his attention away from the door. While the guard investigates the disturbance, quickly move through the door and continue forward without being seen. Successfully making through the study room undetected will complete the silent study challenge.
I need your help. Took you long enough.
Okay, so for the assault challenge in the mission All the Time in the World, this is also a global challenge and it unlocks after completing two combat focused challenges, and that is Getting Dirty and Indescrete. To complete the Getting Dirty challenge in All the Time in the World, you need to start at checkpoint 5. And this is the laundry. The objective here is simple: defeat at least 5 enemies in the laundry area. Once you load into the checkpoint, start taking down enemies until you've defeated a total of 5. There are more than enough enemies in the area, so you shouldn't have any trouble reaching the requirement. A useful combat tip when dealing with groups is to alternate between the R2 grab and the R1 plus square grab. Mixing these moves together helps you control multiple enemies and prevents yourself from getting overwhelmed. After defeating 5 enemies, the Getting Dirty challenge will be complete. For the Indiscreet challenge in the mission All the Time in the World, we start at checkpoint 6. For this challenge, you'll need to defeat 5 enemies in the private security section of the library. Just like the previous challenge, this one is very straightforward. As soon as you load into the checkpoint, start eliminating enemies until you defeated 5 in total. The enemies can be found in the room where you begin the checkpoint, and additional enemies are located in the room directly to the left, making it easier to reach the required total. Again, if you're fighting several enemies at once, try alternating between the R2 grab and the R1 plus square grab to keep the crowd under control and make the encounters much easier. Once you've defeated 5 enemies in the private security area, the Indiscreet challenge will be complete. Okay, now I'm going to show you how to complete the press only challenge in the mission All the Time in the World. This challenge takes place during checkpoint 2 and can be completed very quickly. Once the checkpoint begins, make your way toward the blue tent. You'll notice a guard standing nearby. Use a dart to distract him and draw his attention away from his position. While the guard is distracted, move behind him to a nearby box and pick up the press pass inside. Now that you have the press pass, head over to the main entrance and speak with the guard stationed at the door. Bond will be allowed to enter without any trouble completing the challenge. That's all there is to it. To complete the self check in challenge in the mission All the Time in the World in 007 First Light, we need to start on checkpoint 2. This is another quick and easy one once you know the correct route. When the checkpoint begins, head to the left side of the building until you reach a section with a blue tarp draped over the railing. You'll find a person standing nearby. Use a dart to distract that person and create an opening for yourself. Once they're distracted, move over the railing and follow the path forward. Continue along this route, and you will be able to enter the hotel through an alternate window entrance without needing to go through the main checkpoint. For the challenge Lone Wolf in the mission All the Time in the World, the objective is to make it through the mission without being spotted by any of the other recruits participating in the exercise. Fortunately, this challenge is a lot easier than it sounds. In fact, if you're simply playing through the story normally, there's a good chance you already have it and you already unlocked it without even trying. As you progress through the mission, you need to pay attention to Bond's dialogue. Whenever you get close to another recruit, he will usually make a comment that lets you know someone is nearby. And this serves as a warning and gives you plenty of time to avoid them. If you do hear Bond mention another recruit, just take a moment to look around and choose a different route if necessary. What is interesting is that this challenge seems to be really forgiving because during my playthrough, I was actually spotted by other recruits a couple of times and I still got credit for the challenge at the end of the mission. So, because of that, my recommendation is to just play through the story as normal while making a reasonable effort to avoid the other recruits whenever you encounter them. By the end of the mission, the Lone Wolf challenge should unlock without much trouble. Okay, so for the Bellboy Hat challenge in the mission All the Time in the World, you are required to find the Bellboy Hat. And this takes place during checkpoint 4. When the checkpoint begins, head through the doors located directly behind the reception desk. Once inside, start sneaking through the area on the left side and carefully make your way past two mates without being spotted. Continue forward until you reach the manager's office. Inside the office, you're going to find a safe that needs a code to open. The code is 1952, and that can be discovered by examining the nearby wine bottle. Enter the code into the safe and collect the key inside. Now, retrace your steps back through the hallway. When you reach the end of the corridor, use the key that you just obtained to unlock the previously inaccessible door. From there, simply follow the path forward. You can continue along the route and you'll eventually reach the location of the Bellboy hat. Pick it up to complete the challenge. Okay, so for the Wine Connoisseur Challenge in the mission All the Time in the World, this challenge takes place during checkpoint 4 and requires you to open the hotel manager safe. When the checkpoint begins, head through the doors directly behind the reception desk. Once inside, make your way through the area on the left side, carefully sneaking past the two mates along the way. Continue forward until you reach the manager's office. Inside, you'll find a locked safe that requires a code. The code is 1952. This can be discovered by examining the nearby wine bottle. Once you have the code, enter it into the safe, and as soon as the safe is open, the Wine Connoisseur Challenge will be completed. For the Manager Challenge in the mission All the Time in the World, this challenge takes place during checkpoint 4 and simply requires you to enter the hotel manager's office. When the checkpoint begins, head through the doors located directly behind the reception desk. Once inside, start making your way through the area on the left side. Be careful as you move forward. You're going to need to sneak past the two mates, and after getting past them, continue following the path towards the manager's office. As soon as you enter the office, the manager challenge will unlock. For the housekeeping challenge in the mission All the Time in the World, this challenge takes place during checkpoint 7 and requires you to get a staff member to open room 205 for you. When the checkpoint begins, make your way to room 205 and eavesdrop on the maid that is standing outside the door. Once the conversation is finished, the maid will walk away from the door. At that point, look for the person standing near the door and use a distraction to move them out of the way. A dart works perfectly for this. With the area clear, interact with the sign outside room 205 and flip it. This will cause the maid to return and open the door herself, allowing you to complete the housekeeping challenge. So, for the elementary challenge in the mission All the Time in the World, this challenge takes place during checkpoint 7 and requires you to find all the clues inside room 206. To begin, make your way to the maid standing outside room 205 and eavesdrop on her conversation. Once you've done that, use a dart to incapacitate her and steal her keycard. With the keycard in hand, enter room 205 and make your way through the bathroom and out onto the balcony. From there, climb across to the balcony of room 206 and enter the room. Once inside, carefully inspect every piece of evidence you can find. Make sure to interact with all available clues before progressing any further. This is important because leaving through the door will advance the mission and prevent you from returning to collect anything you missed without restarting the checkpoint. After you've examined all the evidence in room 206, the elementary challenge will be completed. For the Do Disturb challenge in Mission All the Time in the World, this challenge takes place during checkpoint 7 and requires you to enter room 207. One very important thing to know is that you need to do this before entering room 206. If you wait until after investigating room 206, the couple inside room 207 will be gone, making it impossible to complete the challenge during that playthrough. As soon as you reach this section of the hotel, head to the window at the end of the hallway. Climb outside and follow the path around the balconies. Continue making your way along the exterior until you reach room 207. Once you're there, you can either use one of your gadgets to unlock the door or simply kick it open. Enter the room and the Do Disturb challenge will immediately unlock. For the old school hacking challenge in the mission All the Time in the World, this challenge takes place during checkpoint 4 and requires you to discover the code needed to access the laundry area. When the checkpoint begins, head through the doors located directly behind the reception desk. From there, make your way through the left side of the area, carefully sneaking past the two maids patrolling the hallway. Continue forward until you reach the hotel manager's office. Once inside the office, look for the document sitting on the manager's desk and interact with it. Reading this document reveals the code used to access the laundry area. As soon as you've examined the document, the old school hacking challenge will be completed. For the Laundry Day challenge in the mission All the Time in the World, this challenge takes place during checkpoint 5 and requires you to disguise yourself as a laundry worker. When the checkpoint begins, head to the left side of the laundry area and knock over the large laundry rack. This will attract the attention of the two workers nearby, causing them to move over and investigate. Wait until both workers are distracted, then make your way to the nearby door and kick it open. Immediately activate the machine in the back of the room that will create smoke. And using this distraction, you can get close to the table where there is a hat. When you pick up the hat, that will give you the laundry worker disguise, and you will complete the Laundry Day challenge.
Back into character.
For the Chimera challenge in the mission All the Time in the World, this challenge takes place during checkpoint 10 and requires you to solve the dining room puzzle on your very first attempt. As soon as you enter the dining room, head straight over to the wall puzzle, and to solve it correctly, interact with the symbols in the following order: lion, snake, goat. Make sure you press them in that exact sequence, because if you enter the wrong symbol, you fail the challenge and you will need to reload the checkpoint and try again. Once you've selected lion, snake, goat, and in the correct order, the puzzle will be solved immediately and the Chimera challenge will unlock. For the A Beautiful Waste challenge in the mission All the Time in the World, this challenge takes place during checkpoint 11 and requires you to destroy 5 premium wine bottles during the fight with Myrto in the wine cellar. Once the fight begins, your goal is to break open the glass wine displays located around the arena and use the bottles inside against Myrto. The easiest way that I found to do this is repeatedly using the RT grab move. Grab Myrto and throw him into the nearby glass display cases. This will shatter the glass and expose the premium wine bottles stored inside. Once a display is broken open, pick up one of the bottles and throw it directly at Myrto. Then move to the next display case and repeat the process. Continue using the grab to position Myrtle and smash him into the displays until you've thrown a total of 5 premium wine bottles at him. One important thing to keep in mind is that you should avoid dealing too much additional damage during this process, because if Myrtle loses too much health, you'll trigger the next phase of the fight before you've had a chance to destroy all 5 bottles. Once you've destroyed 5 premium wine bottles, the A Beautiful Waste challenge will unlock. For the Floret challenge in the mission All the Time in the World, this challenge takes place during checkpoint 14 and requires you to reach top speed during the car chase sequence. As soon as the driving section begins, focus on maintaining your speed and keeping the car under control. A few moments into the chase, you will have the choice to go around a curve, instead, smash through the fence and enter the longer stretch of road. From this point, try not to hit anything, and as long as you keep accelerating and maintain a clean driving line, you will reach the vehicle's maximum speed very quickly. Once you hit top speed, the Florida challenge will be completed. For the Firebrand challenge in the mission All the Time in the World, this challenge takes place during checkpoint 17 and requires you to destroy 5 explosive barrels. Fortunately, this one's very straightforward because throughout the checkpoint, you're going to find explosive barrels scattered around the combat area. If you're having trouble locating them, use Bond's Q Watch to scan the environment. The Q Watch will highlight nearby objects, making it much easier to spot explosive barrels from a distance. Once you identify the barrel, just shoot it to make it blow up and repeat the process until you've done a total of 5. If you're struggling with the combat encounters while attempting the challenge, consider lowering the difficulty to novice. This makes it much easier to focus on finding and shooting the barrels without worrying about enemy pressure. After destroying your 5th explosive barrel, the Firebrand challenge will unlock. For the No Brakes challenge in the mission All the Time in the World, this challenge takes place during checkpoint 18 and requires you to dislodge the vehicle locking mechanism inside the airplane. At the start of the checkpoint, sneak up behind the first enemy and take him down quietly. Once the area is clear, interact with the aircraft controls and complete the hack. Continue through the level and eliminate the first group of enemies. Afterwards, move into the next section of the plane where you're going to find a vehicle secured in place. Look for the yellow brake mechanism holding the vehicle down and shoot it. This will release the vehicle and allow it to roll from side to side on the cargo bay. As soon as you shoot the yellow brakes and dislodge the vehicle locking mechanism, the no brakes challenge will unlock. For the Traveling Light Challenge in the mission All the Time in the World, this challenge takes place during checkpoint 18 and requires you to throw 3 hostiles out of the aircraft. At the start of the checkpoint, sneak up behind the first enemy and take him down. Once you've done that, interact with the aircraft controls and complete the hack. After dealing with the first group of enemies, move to the next section of the plane and shoot the yellow brake mechanism that's holding the vehicle in place. This will release the vehicle, allowing it to roll to the side and kill several enemies for you. Continue through the level until you reach the next combat area with the large open cargo doors on the sides of the aircraft. Here, use the RT grab on nearby enemies and drag them towards the open doors. Once you're close enough, they will be thrown out of the aircraft. Repeat this process until you've thrown a total of 3 enemies out of the plane. After throwing the third hostile out of the aircraft, the Traveling Light Challenge will unlock. And that is every challenge in All the Time in the World completed. Once you finish all the challenges we covered in this guide, you'll automatically unlock the Completionist challenge, which rewards you with the Chauffeur Outfit for Bond. That means that you have now achieved 100% challenge completion for this mission and added another outfit to your collection. I hope this guide helped make the process a little easier and saved you some time along the way. If it did, please consider leaving a like on the video and subscribing to the channel for more 007 First Light guides, challenge guides, collectible locations, and trophy guides. I genuinely appreciate every single one of you watching and supporting the channel. Thanks for watching, and I will see you on the next one.